You okay?
Why? What's up?
I don't know. Seem a little flustered.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. It is upsetting because by the way, thank you, Grow Generation, for sponsoring us. Please do check them out at growgeneration.com, like the ads said. Yeah, no, it is a little upsetting, just simply because it is a matter of jobs for people. Because sure, you and I mentioned, we could see budgets for movies shrink because of the lower returns, but with those shrinking budgets for projects means less jobs. It means it's a smaller crew, smaller locations, which means that places that are usually used for projects, especially returning projects, that are used to bigger crews, now have less income coming into those areas. It is a domino effect in an economic sense that a lot of people, and I'm not hitting on anyone that doesn't necessarily see this. I'm the idiot that went to business school, and but you can see these dominoes and how the double edge of instant gratification can really hurt us as consumers. It takes a lot of money to produce Call of Duty. AAA title video games these days, guys, have Hollywood movie budgets, $100 million plus budgets for a video game. You're not going to see companies want to make pennies on the dollar for their games off of your Game Pass subscription. Why do you think Sony and Microsoft bought so many studios? Because those studios weren't going to want to make games for nothing. Why would you go from selling 5 million games at $59.99 to relying mostly on subscription fees? You can't. And I get it. We're in odd times, but dude, we had these discussions in 2018 and 2019 about theater attendance dying down, that the things keeping uh uh numbers up are just big tentpole movies and higher prices for premium seats, premium experiences. uh we were talking about it before the pandemic. The pandemic's exacerbated it, man. You can't tell me that there's not a little bit of you that fears people are just expecting more for less, if not nothing, these days.
Well, that happens all the time. But eventually, that quote unquote freedom runs out because we all learned in economics that there's no such thing as free lunch.
Did
So
we?
somebody's paying for it, and eventually those handouts that you're looking for don't exist anymore because the resources run out. I'm not worried about it. Everyone's always going to watch movies one way or another. The form that they're distributed, yes, we had already seen years before that it was beginning to change. It was beginning to shift over to our streaming, and but the issue was a lot of studios are very terrified of even trying it just because of the backlash that theaters were going to have. But because of because of the perfect storm, here we are now, and it's probably going to change the way we all see movies for the future and forever. I mean, and that's just part of change, which is why you also see theaters with so many different rooms now, including 4DX and
Mhm.
special Atmos one Dolby rooms and RPX, whatever, and so many other gimmicky rooms that enhance your experience with something that you cannot see at home because of the fact that it's sometimes easier to watch a movie at home. Some and there's a crowd that's gonna want to stay home, and there's a crowd that's gonna always want to watch a movie in theaters. Uh, and honestly, everybody, they just have to adjust to it because I don't think it's ever going back.
I brings up the other side of that equation. Then how do companies start making that money back? I think it was maybe last week I asked, does Hollywood ever just rip the band-aid off and say, hey, these 3-month and less, theater to home releases are done. It's going back to 6 months or whatever. Does that ever happen?